Okay, we're delighted to be joined by Chief Executive Bob Symms. He does have Chris Brewer as his title. He obviously wants to be someone else, but that's fine. That's not a problem. Bob, you're currently in the office at the moment. I mean, it's incredibly challenging time, but I guess given the fact that we've gone through one lockdown or two lockdowns now, we should be used to it.
I don't suppose we'll ever get used to it though, because you have those periods. We've had the period in between where it got a bit more relaxed and things seem to be settling, if that's the right word. But yeah, there's just two of us in the office. I'm here for a couple of hours, just picking up on paperwork and trying to get ourselves organised, hopefully for 2 games next week as well. So yeah, it's difficult for everybody.
As I was sitting here doing this interview on Wednesday morning, so let's face it, anything could change by the time it goes out. But as it stands, we have a game to look forward to on Saturday, and that's partly down to the testing that's been brought in the EFL. I think our lot had the testing on Monday. I think Lincoln have had their testing as well, and I guess this is where the true figures come out.
Yeah, we all tested. We even got permission from the EFL to test the day early. Because effectively we're playing so early on Saturday, it takes another day out of the equation, and all the players were good. So fingers crossed. It was the same. I spoke to Liam at Lincoln, their chief exec, and when we got our results on Tuesday, we were just looking forward to having a football match on Saturday. A tough football match, I might add as well. They've been playing, we haven't. So hopefully they're all hard at it down at the training ground as we're speaking, Phil, and we just give a good account of ourselves. That's what I'm after.
It's been, I mean, obviously, as I say, we haven't played since mid-December because obviously we had games called off, and then obviously Doncaster had COVID in their camp as well. I suppose for every football club, it's the same, isn't it? You're going to have disruptions. It's just a case of plodding on with it as and when you can.
Yeah, listen, you know how I feel enough after what happened last season. You know, we always wanted to play, and I'm still of the same thought process now. Some teams are going to be fitter than others because they've had a couple of matches before. You know, you do what you can on the training ground and you push forward. You give it your best shot. I'd rather be playing than not playing. And they talk about curtailment again, Phil.
Obviously, a lot of people will be aware that we had a water leak at the stadium in terms of close to the pitch, but they probably aren't aware of how serious that could have been and still is in terms of the stuff that we're dealing with. In terms of the background of that, can you sort of share what happened and where we are at the moment?
Yeah, obviously, I think everyone's aware, especially in this area, we've had the heaviest rainfall for 30 years across December. And so there was a lot of excess water around the side of the pitch anyway. And when it started to clear, we first noted that there was still some water remaining. So we got a company in to have a little dig up near one of the drains that was on the pitch side. And we found there was the mains pipe had burst underneath, not completely underneath the pitch, but to the side of it. And it had created virtually an underwater river. And we were absolutely taken aback by it, but it did start to explain why the pitch was looking so wet the last time we played at home, apart from the fact we played while it was pouring down with rain all day long. And that took a massive excavation job to expose the pipe and find where it was cracked to start with. So thank you to everybody involved in that, and to the water board as well who came down. So we managed to get that clamped and reset and then refilled. But the problem was, at that point, was the damage it had caused underneath the pitch as well. So that element of it was mended, but it also meant that then all the drains had got blocked up, the mains drain system underneath the pitch as well. So we had to get Dalrod and other companies in to come through, clear that out, to get the water to drain away. but it had still left the pitch in quite a state. But luckily, and I take my hat off to our insurers, we were able to make a claim, and there's been a massive heated tent put up across the pitch now, but that takes some anchorage. But we've got that for 3 months moving forward. So the pitch should drain and dry. It's being reseeded, fertilised, everything that we can do under the tent. We've had to put a new mains gas extension in so that it can be kept heated 24 hours, 24/7 to bring it all back. And all this is going on apart from business as usual. It's been quite bizarre. I've never seen the like of it here before. But again, these are just the things that people don't get to see as long as there's an hour and a half of football on a Saturday afternoon. But yeah, it's been an epic job has been done by the staff here. Fantastic. And all the people, all our partners, Idverdi, the Water Board, Dalrod, they've been fabulous, been great.
Yeah, it's incredible when you consider everything that's been thrown at the football club in the last sort of 12 months to have that in 2020 in the way that it did, and obviously continuing into the beginning of 2021, you just scratching your head, just hoping for a bit more, a more settled 2021, shall we say?
Yeah, I think everyone's in the same boat throughout the country, probably throughout the world. You know, you just want to see the back of 2020, which we now have with the vaccine, and then hopefully, if lockdown works, and we're all going to give it our best shot, I'd like to think, maybe we get back to some sort of normality. I won't say spring, I'll say by the summertime. That's what I'm hoping for, and everybody at the football club at the moment is, because there have been personal losses for people that we know, people that we love, for supporters and all those things. And again, you try and balance that up against us getting football matches on. But we do know how important sport is to the nation. I mean, we are a sporting nation, and it helps people at difficult times. Not everybody, I might add, but I think it's quite a key thing in helping us get to summertime.
And just finally, a word for the supporters. Obviously, those probably came back for the first time against Rochdale and thoroughly enjoyed it, and obviously had that taken away from them again. The patience and the loyalty that the supporters have shown over the last 12 months or so has been fairly epic, hasn't it?
I think we've spoken about this on many occasions, Phil, and everyone I speak to, I think we're blessed with our supporter fan base. They've been patient, they've been understanding while they're going through their own disappointments. And I think we must never forget that. You know, again, we sit in our football bubble and want to play football matches because that's what we do. But there's people out there who've lost jobs, lost family, are out of work and things like that. And yet they've all, virtually to a man and woman, obviously in this day and age, have supported the football club, and they'll continue to do that. I've no doubt about that. Our hardcore fan base is probably one of the best in the country in its context with a football club of our size, and they've been fabulous. If I had a hat, I'd take it off to them. They've been superb, Philip, and as long as we let them know that, that's very important as well.